Here is the review of the Planet X Cacus, or Cacus. I'm gonna go with Cacus because Cacus to me just sounds wrong. But this is their take on an IDW Grimlock. And he is made by the same third-party company, which is of course Planet X, like the IDW Star Saber, which I have reviewed. So, as you can see, Grimlock here is, like you can tell, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, or a T-Rex, like he's always been. So, let's get a closer look here. You could see he does have the traditional Grimlock dino head here. Trying to get him to balanced properly. And does have a lot of nice metallic gray paint. And he also does have some silver paint on his teeth here. And I'll try to show y'all the other side here. And here's the other side here. And he does have the gold painted in throat there. And his little T-Rex arms there. And going to his legs here. You could see he does have some nice translucent yellow on these things here with some silver paint here. And some gold paint on his knees here. Well, his dino knees here. And these red things, which are the screw hole cover caps here. And some nice silver paint on his feet. And here's the back side here. And coming to his tail here, which does have a lot of nice silver paint on it. And now I'm just gonna show y'all the other side here. If I can get my camera to get situated. But here's the other side here. And his eyes are translucent red, and there is something else for his eyes, but we'll get to that in a minute. But here's the rest of the other side here. And as you can see right there on, well, right here, I am missing a screw cap. I do have it, but it's in the box, so that way it doesn't get lost. But he does come with a total of 4 of these screw hole cover caps, which y'all can see the red here and the red here. And to show y'all the top view here, and coming down to the bottom here, and you can see this here with the gold translucent covering up this, well, behind this gold painted in detail here is going to be his robot mode chest here, just like the original G1 Grimlock. But here's the bottom here. And all around, a really cool looking dino mode. And let me just get him to stand up. And for a size comparison, now I don't have the original G1 Grimlock, But here he is compared to the Generation 2 Grimlock, which is the exact same as the original G1 Grimlock. But you can see how they both look side by side. And for his articulation in Dino mode, first I need to scooch the camera up some. For articulation, the Dino mode head can swivel here, and it is a little squeaky, like you hear. But it can move left and right just a little bit, because these things on both sides of his dino head here do hinder it. But it can look up that far and look down that far. But the neck here can move left and right, and it can look up about that far and look down about that far. And of course, his mouth does open. It does open up, and you can see inside he does also have a movable tongue here. And inside his mouth, you could see, if I can show y'all it, he does have some more silver paint on the inside of his mouth. You can see in here. And I don't know if y'all can see the bottom here. Oh, there you go. You can see the bottom of the inside of his mouth is also painted in with silver. And for his little dino arms here, they can rotate all the way around. But they do kind of get hindered by his legs here. But they do move in and out. They do bend at the elbow here, and his little dino claws can move as well. And for his legs here, they can rotate on a ratchet, and they can move out, but they only move out just a little bit, because these things do hinder it. He does have a thigh swivel. Ratcheted knees. That do have a double jointed knee. You can see there and also here. And for his feet, these little back claws here do have a hinge joint here, and this just came untapped. But they do have a hinge joint here and a hinge joint here, which is really snug. And his feet do have an ankle pivot. And they can move up and down on this joint here. And for his toes here, they can I'm seeing if they can move up and down. Okay, they can move up and down on this joint here, but only a little bit. But his individual toes can move up and down. And for his tail here, they can move up about there and can move down like this, and you can have it move side to side, and you do have these joints here as well. And that's it. Now, before we get into the transformation, like you heard me said, he does, well, his eyes do something in Dino mode, and that is his Dino mode eyes do light up red. And I didn't put any batteries in this guy, but to get to the battery compartment, on the top of his head here, you just want to remove it. You just want to remove the top part of his head here. And here you could see there's this thing here that does remove and this is where you would insert your little batteries here. And it takes those little watch batteries, those thin ones, not those thicker ones, but the batteries are not included. You'll have to get them yourself. So now let me try and put this back in. There we go. And to activate the light up feature, there's no on and off button, yes, there's no on and off switch on this guy. So to activate them, you will have to get this included sword here. And what you do with this is, on the handle of the sword, there's this little magnet here. And what you would do is you would put it on his head and just tap on his head, but like tap the handle of the sword on his head, and his eyes will light up for a nice red. If it had batteries, which the batteries are not included with this figure. So, I think it's now time to transform him. I will have to scooch up a little bit first. Okay, so to transform him, you want to come to here and first I gotta zoom in some. You want to take these here and untap them and bring them out and bring them down. So they look like this. Then you want to come to the, well, first I gotta get his legs out of the way so y'all can see what I'm doing. Then you want to untap these from these things here and bring them up so they look like this. And now I can rotate his leg down. And then you want to take these things and untap them. And you do want to be very careful with these. And they do untap on both sides. There we go. You can see these holes just tap into these tabs here on both sides. And you do want to take the back and bring it down a little bit, so that way these can go inside these little cavities, like inside here. Now for his tail here, I will have to try and raise the camera up some first. Now you want to take the tail here and separate it in half, but I will have to use a little tool here to help me out. So you just want to separate it in half. And get them out of the way. And you also want to take the tips of the tail here and fold it all the way in. And as you can see, this tab is going to go into that hole, and yeah, and this tab is going to go into that hole, and this tab is going to go into this hole here. So it looks like that. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side. So they both look like this. And you do want to rotate his dino mode legs up. Because on the back, the back part here, you do want to separate it. Oh, but before you separate it, for this part here, you're gonna bring this up, and you do want to untap it from those two holes. These do come off all the time. They're just on little mushroom pegs here. So I'm just going to set that off to the side. But this taps into those two holes, and not sure how well y'all can see it, but there they are. Those two pegs right there. And once that is separated, you can now separate the back in half. So it looks like that. And first I gotta get the camera situated. And you do wanna, like, there we go. You do want to bring these out on like one click at a time. So that way you can have some room. Well, there's, well, you there is going to be like a little bit of room to do, because this part here is where he does have a little bit of clearance issues. Not a lot of clearance issues, just a little bit. But what you're supposed to do is, on the inside here, you're supposed to take these things, untap them, and flip them up. So they look like this. And also on the inside here, you do want to take these things, which are going to be the kneecaps, and flip them up. And you do want to make sure that these are pushed all the way up, because on the bottom there are these hinge joints here, and you want these exposed, so that way you can have some room to take these things and, well, first you may need to get the dyno mode legs out of the way first, and try to have as much clearance issue, well, as much clearance as you can get. Oh, another thing that you need to do is, for the dyno mode legs, you do want to bring them up so they look like this. I'll show it to y'all when we get to the front part here. But you just want to try and there we go. So what you want to do is you want to take these and bring these down, so that way you can have some room to bring these around. And then you want to take the halves of his tail and we'll just leave them down here for now. And I may need to do the same thing with the other leg as well. And flip out the other knee and try to bring this out and down. So that's how you want it done. Now for these things, which will become his knees in robot mode, what you want to do is you want to take his knees and bring them all the way down, so that way this peg here will be poking out. And you want it down like this. And on the insides here of his legs here, you want to take this black piece and flip it all the way out and flatten out these things. And you do want to flip this up too. And on these things, you want to flip this out and flip out this piece. And you do want to bring these up on these hinge joints. And you do also want to well, I need to get this leg out of the way so y'all can see what I'm doing. There we go. You do also want to take this bottom part and bring it down, so that way this hinge joint here would not fall down. And also, you do want to bend this knee down, because you need some room to take halves of the tail and feed it inside this cavity here. So it looks like that. And then you want to take this black piece and flip it up. And then close these back up. And not sure how well y'all can see it, but there's these two black tabs that will go into these two holes here. Oh, you do want to take this part and flip it down, which will make his robot mode feet. And there we go. I was about to say, I didn't have it tabbed in, but now I do. And then you want to take this piece here and just flip it up and tab it in. And then for the knee here, this tab is going to go into that hole right there. And this is going to help lock in the knee, so that way it doesn't come untapped when you're trying to bend his knee. And then you do the exact same on the other side. But I am going to have to do this off camera real quick. So, be right back. Okay, so now we have the other leg transformed. Now we can move on to the rest. So coming to the back here, for the back, we do want to take this piece here and flip it down, and this part does peg into this peg and this little hole here from the dyno mode. And I can now attach this back on. And as you can see, it just attaches on these little mushroom pegs here. So you just want to take these, which are attached to this, and bring it all the way in and tab it in, and then you just kind of want to bring these all the way in. So it looks like that. And now we're just going to turn them around. Because we do need to take this gold piece here and untap it. Well, first we do need to like push it in a little bit, so that way there's enough gap room here to untap it. But I will need a tool to help me out. And these just tab into these gold pegs into these holes here. And once this is untabbed, we do want to separate his chest here from this red thing that attaches his dino mode head. And we just want to flip it all the way back so it looks like that. And then we just want to bring this down, kinda, and we do want to bring these out, and we do want to take these things here and flip these up. On both sides. And then we just want to bring this all the way down and tab it in. And his dino head does tab into those two pegs into those two holes right there. And for his little dino mode arms, you just want to fold up the dino claws and just kind of tuck them in so they look like this here. And for his arms here, the way his arms move, they're on two ratchet swivel joints. They rotate on this joint, well, this ratchet joint, which is the arm itself, well, right there, but they also move here on this joint here. Just had to show y'all that so y'all could know what I'm talking about. And for his robot mode head, you just want to take these antennas and just flip them up. And for his shoulder pads, you just want to untap them from this hole on the top, from this tab here, so you can take his elbows here and rotate them around. And you do want to take his shoulder pads and shift them down. And now the tab on the inside of his shoulder will now go into this hole for robot mode. And now to reveal his robot mode hands, you just want to open up these things. And you do want to take the dino feet and bring it all the way up, so that way it can help you to pop out his robot mode hands. And you just rotate them and close these down. And you do want to flip these up so they look like this. And that's how you get his arms transformed. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side. Oh, one more step that I forgot to do. You want to take this red piece and flip it in. So it looks like that. And if you want to, you can take these things and rotate these down if you want to. And you're done. So there you have Grimlock in his robot mode. So now let me get him situated here. And, well, first off, the transformation is fun, but like you saw, from the back part of the dino mode, he does have a little bit of clearance issues. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And going from dino mode to robot mode is easy, but going from robot mode to his dino mode can be a little bit fiddly, because like you saw, he does have a little bit of clearance issues. And he does come with some instructions, but the instructions on this figure are not great. I mean, they are good instructions, but the problem with it is that they keep skipping steps, which makes it really difficult for him to get transformed. And for the leg transformation that they showed you in the instructions, all it tells you is to just do one leg at a time and then do the other one. No. Because if you do one leg at a time, you're not going to get the other leg in. So you have to do both legs at the same time if you're transforming him into his dino mode. So the transformation is fun, but he does have a little bit of clearance issues. Just had to get that out of the way. But as for the robot mode itself, it looks really cool and really accurate to his comic book design by IDW. So let's get a closer look here. You can see he does have a really nice comic book design head for Grimlock. And you do get some silver paint and also some gold paint on the top here. Excuse me. And you do get some red eyes here. And his arms here do look great. And you do get some red on him and some red paint there. And you do have some gold paint on his feet. And he also does have a little bit of some die-cast metal. The ones that I felt that are die-cast is his shoulders here, and also these silver things here on his legs. And here's the side view here. Oh, and also the transformation from what you saw is similar to the original G1 Grimlock toy. Like you could see on the back, he does have the dino mode head laying on his back, and also the dino arms on the back of these wings here. I guess you can call these wings. But it's the traditional Grimlock backpack. And all around looks really cool. Now for his articulation, head is on a ball joint, and the base of the neck is on a hinge joint here. So he can look up that far, and he can look down about that far. And his arms, like you saw in his dino mode, do rotate on a ratchet. And they of course do, and this came undone. Oh, this part just came off again. I may need to like glue these in. Well, glue one of these in so that way it doesn't fall out again. And his arms do rotate on a ratchet. And while we're talking about his arms, I have heard some people say that some people did have some breakage issues for his shoulder ratchets. I've never had that problem on mine. They still do work on mine. But his arms do also move in and out on a ratchet, and you do have a little armpit joint here. You can see here. And you do have a bicep swivel. Oh, first I may need to scooch the camera up some. But you do have a bicep swivel, but it does kind of hinder his shoulder pads here. But you can untap them to give it a full range. And you do get double jointed elbows, which were the dino mode legs in his T-Rex mode. And for his hands, they can swivel, and they do have a hinge joint here. Oh, first I need to open up his hands here. But they do have a hinge joint here. And for his fingers, he does have a ball jointed thumb. And his fingers do have a hinge. Excuse me. They do have a hinge at the base of the finger, and also a hinge here at the index fingers. And his fingers are fully articulated. Well, individually articulated is what I meant to say. And like you can see, he does have some waist pivot here. And he does have a waist swivel, but it is really limited. And it is quite snug on mine. And he does have an ab crunch, but mine is really loose. And this backpack does not like to stay in that well. But the ab crunch on mine is really loose. And these front skirts and also the side skirts can move out of the way, so that way his legs can move forward and back on a ratchet. Oh, and you can also move these out of the way too, so you can have his legs move back all the way. Move in and out on a ratchet, 5 swivel, ratcheted knees, and his feet can move up and down a little bit, and he does have a wider range of an ankle pivot. And that's it. Oh, also on the back here of his legs, these do move down. And these are like the heel spurs here. And for his accessories, well, like you saw in his dino mode, you do get his sword here, which has a nice translucent yellow blade here with some gold paint here. And mine here, like you could see, the tip of the blade here is kind of bent a little. This might be on my copy. I think it may be. But he can hold it in both of his hands. And you do have some slots on both sides of the swords. And some tabs on both of his hands here. And you do get his twin-barreled gun here, which does look like the original G1 Grimlock's gun. Although I think it is a little bit modernized, and it does have a little bit of red paint on it. And you can have him hold it in both of his hands as well, in the same tab and slot. Now you do also get an alternate set of hands. The ones that are on him is the black ones, but you do also get some red sets of hands here. And I'm guessing he had red hands in the comics, because in the comics I did saw him with some black hands on him. So I don't know if he had like some red hands in the comics. It may be from Maximum Dinobots, but if he did had red hands in the comics, let me know in the comment section below. And to swap the hands, his hands are connected by a little clip. And to show you, you can see there, it's connected by a little clip here. So you just pop off the hands and clip on the red ones on these little bars here. I'm just gonna leave the black ones on, but you can swap them out with the red ones if you want to. And of course you do get the collector's card with the stats on the back. And just like with Planet X Star Saber, you do get the instructions, which, like I said, are not great. And it's also a poster here. And before we get to our final thoughts, let's do a little size comparison with the original Generation 1 Grimlock. Well, the Generation 2 Grimlock, because it's the only version of Grimlock that I have, which is a repaint of the G1 Grimlock. So here's the original G1 Grimlock. so you can see how they look together. And also, for another size comparison, here he is next to Star Saber here. So you can see how they look together. Because both of these are made by the same third-party company. And for another size comparison, which I forgot to show y'all in his Dino mode, here he is compared to Wheelie here. And I did forgot to show y'all how he looks in his Dino mode, but I did test this out of how he looks in his Dino mode with Wheelie here, and it does work really well. But here's a little size comparison here with Wheelie here, and this is the Studio Series 86 version. And you can have him ride on Grimlock in his Dino mode, which I did do that. But I forgot to show it to y'all in his Dino mode. But you can display him in his Dino mode. Like, have him ride on Grimlock. And also in his robot mode. So, final thoughts. The beast mode of Grimlock here does look really cool. And also his robot mode does look really cool. But a couple of issues I have with it is the transformation, for the most part, is fun, but like you saw, he does have a little bit of clearance issues. Just a little. No, not a lot, just a little. And for his robot mode, the only problem that I have with it, well, two problems I have with it is the ab crunch on mine is really loose. And also the pegs that holds together on his backpack are not strong enough because they keep falling off. But you can, like, thicken that up with either super glue or maybe floor polish. So those pegs on his backpack, where his Dino Mode head and his Dino Mode arms are connected to, could hold up really well. But everything else about him looks really cool. So I think that's about it. So there you have it. Planet X Cacus. Or Cacus. I'm going to go with Cacus. Because Cacus, like I said, just sounds wrong. And if you like this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. Or if you want to, y'all could also follow me or support me on Patreon. And I will leave a link to my Patreon account in the description box down below. Or you can click on the little Patreon box right here in this corner. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.